What's going on, everybody? It's VJ Hunt Family Farm, and today we have an amazing task. We are going to repair a fence. As you can see, the sheep are over here in this pasture, and they've been over here. They've eaten all the grass down, as you can see, but they somehow walked into the electric fence, popped the fence, and then escaped. So today, we're gonna repair it. I'm gonna show you how to repair it. I'm gonna show you what we do to repair our fence from start to finish. All of the steps, the how-to of repairing a high-tensile fence is up next. Stay tuned. All right, step one. For safety purposes, I am going to cut the electric fence off. Nobody wants to get shot. I think the box that we have is about 3,000 volts. I'm not trying to feel that right now. So as I walk to the box, I kind of give you some backstory on what's been going on this summer. So this summer in North Carolina, if you are from North Carolina, you understand May and June have been extremely hot months with very, very light rain, right? Almost like a drought. So it hurt us. Look, there's Jessica. We'll go see Jessica first, because I know her and Millie are fan favorites, so we'll go down here and check on them. Jose just left, got their feet done, so much better. All right, tell the people hi. So, you know, if you've been following the channel, you know Millie's foot has been giving her problems for some time, but you know, Jose is the foot doctor. He's done well. We've worked harder, and she's moving around just great. So here we go. We're gonna start. Step one is we're gonna cut this box off. So you hear that popping noise? That is actually our electric box. There it is. So it's an 8,000 watt electric fence. Now, I want you guys to understand this. I know we're gonna get some people out there, hey man, that's cruelty to animals. Actually, it's not. And here's my take on it. The electric fence is there for their protection. It gives them a barrier. If one animal touches, if you notice it, it's popping. Pop. I hope you can hear it, but it's a pop. So when you touch it, it pops you. It's not like a long-term zap. So what happens is the animals touch it, it pops them, they bag up. They didn't understand that barrier. But on the flip side of it, it also is a deterrent from predators. So if a predator tried to come through our fence, it would get popped and it would stay out. So for the folks that say, you know, that's cruel, and I know there's some people that say, you know, I respect your views, but for us it's more of a safety thing, and it keeps our sheep in the pasture. Hey, I'm gonna get you out on the grass, guys. I'm working on it, okay? But for step number one, we're going to unplug this fence. So you notice this, no more pops. So we're going on to step two. So step two, we gotta find out where the actual line is broken. And so we've got it all unhooked. And so if you see here, right, that's sheep's wool on it. So that lets me know as a farmer that these sheep walked up against the line, and that's the reason why it popped. Now, I'm looking at it. This is called Johnson grass, right? It's a very aggressive growing grass. It kind of looks like corn when it starts growing. I don't know, sheep love corn, but I don't know if it tastes like corn. I never tasted it. But it seems though they were in the Johnson grass, probably grazing hard, didn't realize the line was there, brushed up against it and popped it. Probably the break came because I had too much tension on the line, and sometimes you can do that. I added a lot more tension because I did not want them to actually like walk through it. So what I'm thinking is, and here's the other break, got wool on it, so I know the sheep did it. But I'm gonna try to put them together. So I'm gonna pull this one down, pull it down, and then we're gonna see if we can get it to kind of like join up. All right, so now we're gonna try to pull together this line and this line. Unfortunately, oh shucks, they are too tight. So what's gonna have to happen is I'm gonna have to cut other wire to splice it up. The other option is I could just take it up, completely up, but that would be a lot to do and just run a brand new wire. Hold on, let me see, I may be able to maneuver something. Oh. No, it's not long enough. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna literally have to splice 2 pieces together. But I have some more wire right here. So I gotta go get some tools to cut some wire to add in, to feed into both sides. So I'll be right back. All right. So I have some additional wire right here. And I don't need, if you notice, I only needed about that much space. So I'm gonna take this fence tool right here, I'm gonna cut it. And now I'm gonna splice, I guess that's the correct word, but I'm gonna add it into this side and add to the other side using these little clips right here. So the way that these work is like this, is you take this piece, you hook it onto there. I wanna leave enough space where I can bend this back. All right, and then you take this piece and you stick it in there. All right, so boom, I do that. And then I take it here and I'll bend this back this way. I'll bend it back this way. I know some people gonna say, oh, that's not right. Well, it works, okay. All right, and then we're gonna take this tool right here. We're gonna literally stick it in here and we're gonna just clip it down. All right, boom. So now you notice it, it's tight, it's no movement. All right, now we gotta grab the other wire. Grab the other wire, we're gonna do the same thing. All right, so now you see it's long enough. Right, whereas before it was that short, now it's long enough. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna grab, where's the other one at? And do the same thing on this end. Stick it in on that side. Stick this one in on this side. Try to bend this back to hold it. Bend this back to keep it from moving, so I can clip it. When you're working by yourself, you gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so now that's the piece. Open this thing wide. Just gonna squeeze it down. And so now your wires are together. They are a little bit loose here, but now your wires are spliced together. So you see here and here. Now, I do know the error of my way, and the reason why this fence broke. Number one, I added too much tension. So you have to, I'm sorry, y'all, it's hot. But you have to add just the right amount of tension. But you have to add just the right amount of tension to any fence wire. If you add too much tension, when an animal bumps up against it, it'll break. Secondly, I'm using aluminum wire, and it's not as thick as maybe what you would use for like cows. It's a lighter weight wire and it's easier to work with. So because we ran just a short strip from this pole down there, I use a lighter gauge wire because it's just easier to work with. And I mean, of course it's cheaper, but when you're dealing with sheep, you normally once they learn kind of their territory, they don't venture off into that space. And so I'm gonna have to cut down this Johnson grass because this grass could affect the voltage and they may not be able to actually see the lines in there. And that's what I'm thinking happened. So I'm gonna cut that down with the weed eater after I get the heat back on it. But now the last step to it all is making sure that the electricity on the wire is still hot. So we're gonna go and turn the box back on, check it, and see if we did the job correct. All right, before I plugged the fence up, I noticed a problem. So I'm gonna just kind of tell you how we're gonna fix the problem real quick. I'll show you really quick. We have, in this particular part of fencing, what's called as a metal T-post. The reason it's called a metal T-post because that's how it's shaped. It's shaped like a T, right? Now, on this T-post, we have these things called insulators. These are plastic, right? Now, electricity is a conductor. I mean, metal. Metal passes through electricity. I mean,
what? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Electricity passes through metal, all right? This metal is then stuck in the ground, right? Which, if in this situation, we had this insulator on here and it broke. And so if this touches this, then it grounds out, which means that your fence ain't gonna be hot. So the bright side of T-posts is that it lasts forever. The bad part is if one of these plastic insulators, because you have to have something that conducts electricity, plastic. I think plastic is a conductor of electricity. I don't know, science has been, whatever. It's been a long time. But I know that the electricity, if it touches this metal pole, it'll ground it out. And we don't want to ground it out, we want it to run free. So I have to put a new clip or a new insulator on here. So it's fairly simple. You get it to the height that you want. You clip it around. Well, I should have went the other way first. Crap. Trying to do this thing on one hand is extremely hard. So I want it to be this height. Yeah, this height, because I don't want them to go under. Boom. Bang, and it's clipped on. And then, well, I bent it in and now it's in there. It's off the metal, so it should conduct. All right, so now we have to test the wire. All right, I'm gonna just show you. This is with the wire being unplugged. We have a tester here. You can get these at like Tractor Supply, pretty much any hardware store, not hardware, so I guess any farm supply store. So the way this works is you take this in, because it's the ground in, stick it into the ground. Boom. Now, that's gonna give you a reading, nothing, right? Hope this thing is working. All right, and so when I place it on, usually the ground, Jesus, I need some more batteries in this guy. Oh no. Let's see. All right, so if you hear it, it's popping. All right, so now we're gonna go test the fence. See if it's hot, and then if it's hot, we're going to then let the sheep out, let them roam, let them have a chance to graze, because I know they want to so bad. It is hot. So we're walking over, water's good. So here we're back over here at the fence. So how this thing works is this. You take this piece again, plug it into the ground, boom. Now, you're gonna take it and touch. It literally was just working. May not have nothing. Hold on. This is really weird, people, because I literally just plugged this into the ground on the other side and it worked. What in the world? Well, dang. Well, that's the problem. So what happened is my connector wire, which is this wire right here, this wire is hot, but it's grounded because it came off. So if I touch this wire, that's what you get. So I think that's like 4,600 volts, I believe. But because I plugged it up, I'm not gonna grab it. I'm gonna unplug it, hook it back up, and then we'll double check it after that. This wire is connected to that wire, and then that wire is going, so now I'm gonna wrap this wire on here, which would take the power from that wire to this wire. And then I have these 3 wires connected. So now, and it doesn't look pretty. This is only a temporary wire. If If it was gonna be more of a permanent thing, I'm gonna make it look a little prettier, but it's effective. All of these are now connected, so all 3 strands should be hot. Now I can safely plug it up, and then we can check and see if it's hot. All right, let's check here. So I plug it, push that in the ground. Now, here we go. That's the bottom wire. So that's only one, okay. 1,000 volts. Which that lets me know it's being grounded out somewhere. So something is touching this wire. And now I have to go and investigate, because it should be around 4,000 volts. And I know it's on this strip because when I touched it on that corner, it was 4,000. Now it's only 1,000. So first thing you check are your insulators. Is metal touching metal somewhere? No, right there. This is a wood post. So no, not right there. Gotta keep on going. And that is the issue right there. That's simple right there. That is touching that metal and it's grounding it out. So, because it's hot, I'm not getting ready to touch it, but I'm scared. Here we go. We're going to try some daredevil stuff. So I'm gonna use this to maneuver this. Golly. I think I'm gonna just cut the camera off for this one. All right, I've unplugged the box. This wire, which is running from there, that's part of the part that we repaired, is coming in and it should be fitting flush in this slide. However, it's not. And this is like glass. So it is a conductor of electricity. However, this wire is touching this wire, and this wire runs around this tree pole, and it's touching metal that's on the ground, which ultimately is grounding it out. So the simple fix is this. Make sure that this wire snaps back in place, which like it just did, and I can almost promise you that our voltage will go up. This is my motivational speaker of the day. Whatever electricity touches, it passes through. If it passes into something that's grounded or on the ground, it will kill electricity. If it passes through something that is a conductor of it and it keeps the energy going, it's a good thing. That's kind of how the fence works. So the fence, the electricity passes through. I got another wire that passes over there and it passes through, and then it connects it in that one. And as long as there's nothing that grounds it, the electricity can continue to hit. It's kind of like the people that you're around in your life, right? Don't hang around, and in all seriousness, don't hang around people that will ground your electricity. Only hang with those that are conductors of your electricity, and that's my motivational quote for today. Now, hopefully this is the 5th and final time I plug this box up. It's safety first always. So plug it up. You hear the pop? Okay, so it's popping, so we know it's hot. And let me get around to the other side. What you think is gonna be a quick fix is never a quick fix. So if you're ever planning on doing something in farming, oh, this only take me about 10 minutes. Understand, plan for the unexpected. How was I ever gonna think that little mistake right there will have me walking back and forth to the box and this wire for the last 30 minutes? All right, so here we go. We're gonna try to see what we got now. So we're gonna plug my thing into the ground. It's at the neutral point. Boom, 4,000 volts. All right, second line. 4,000 volts. Third line. 4,000 volts. So if you, whoa, it's a bee. So if you notice, when it came out of the box and I tested it on that side, I don't know if you saw it was coming out at about 4,000 volts. All right, I guess, I don't know if it's 4,000 volts, I could be misspeaking, but it's 4, right? When I hooked everything up and plugged it up down on the corner and I tested it coming here, it was 4. When I tested it there, it was 1. Had to scan this line and I found a problem, and so that let me know that the problem was right there in that area, which I was able to find. Now the sheep are out, they're grazing, they're getting to enjoy this good grass. Look at her, she's pregnant, she's looking good, she's thriving. Another quick science lesson, okay? The longer and the more connections, that's where you start to lose power. So if I just ran a straight line from the box down, it will probably be hot, but as we have transfers to switch it from line to line, it does kind of lose power. But to have 4 over there and 4.6 at the start, I think we're doing pretty good. And I know it's hot because I just got shot. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. If I can feel it, I know the sheep can, and hopefully it'll keep our predators out and keep our sheep in. But that's all we have for today. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all those things, man. We need you. Peace out.